Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. And I just dropped my microphone, so I just broke the little clip, so I'm going to have to hold it for now. I'm just hoping I'm going to pick up. So I have a quick little shopping haul here. I just have a couple receipts that were in my purse that are not for any of this stuff. So I'll just get most ones out of the way. So I'll start with my Starbucks. So I got this color changing cup, and it was on the clearance for $13.99. The regular price is $27.95 Canadian, but I used my 400 stars, so I got this for free. It is color changing. I haven't had a chance to check it out to see how it changes color, but I will do that really soon. And then I was at Bath and Body Works, and I got myself another fall candle. So I'll unwrap this. Let's do this. So the candle was on sale for, what was it? $14.95 instead of $27.95. So I saved $13. So my candle cost me $15.70, and it is such a pretty one. I like the picture on it. It just kind of, goes with the fall theme. This one's called Welcome Home. So the scent in this is cinnamon sugar, warm apple butter, clover buds, and brown sugar. And it smells like, it's like a cookie kind of a smell. It smells like freshly baked pie or cinnamon cookies. I don't know, it's like a combination. It's hard to explain. But it just smells like fresh baked food. So that's going to be a really nice one to put on my warmer in a little bit. Always remember, when I'm using my warmer, take off the label and all the sticky residue, or you will wreck your candle warmer. Because I had kids and pets, I never lit candles. I used the warmer, or if I wanted, depending on the scent, I would also just use the incense. It was like no flames around little ones. Okay, and then I was at Dollarama, and I got 2 cans of this sweetened condensed creamer for $2 a can, coming up to do some fall Christmas baking. I know I've got a couple sweetened condensed milks down in my pantry, but I just thought today I might as well grab a couple because I do have some things I want to bake. I've got stuff I got on sale that I have to use up, so grab 2 of those. And then I also found the spa prescriptions. This one is the, I can never say that right, hyaluronic acid and retinol. This is the hydrating facial serum, and this was $3. And another spa subscriptions. This is the collagen and ceramides. It's lift and firm facial serum, and this was also $3. So it was $10, and then just the GST on just the facial lotions. So my total was $10.30. I'm just trying to move this stuff so I don't knock anything over. And then, I guess I'll do what's in front of me and then grab the stuff that's behind the camera. I was at a store in the mall, and it's called Craze Mania. And so it's a good place to get anime type stuff. They sell like everything that's anime. And so I just want to walk in there to see what they had. It's been a while since I've bought anything from them. I saw this little keychain here. It's a one piece. So we've got Monkey D. Luffy, and then the little Rubik's Cube, and when you do it, it should end up with all the characters on here. And so I liked this one, but I wasn't too sure of the price, so I was kind of like deciding, do I get it or not? Kind of didn't know how much they cost, because some of these keychains can be like 10, 15 bucks a keychain. And especially I thought the one that has the little cube and it's going to do stuff. But today, these keychains were 2 for $5. They're keychains and the coin purses. So I bought the keychain, and I got a Totoro little coin purse. It is a silicone. It's got a good zipper on there. It's a pretty good size little coin purse. So works up to $2.50 each. All I really wanted was this keychain. I mean, I'd pay $5-10 for this keychain. So $5 to get the little coin purse. Why not? And then they also have their stickers, and their stickers are $1 each. So I spent probably 40 minutes just sitting there going through all the little baskets of stickers. So I got this one here, and it's just got all the console, what are those called? Controllers, that's what they are, controllers on here. So all the, you know, like the oldest ones straight through to like the newest generations. So that one I just thought was really cool. This one here with the pirate ship and the water and then all the Japanese writing and Godzilla. So that was, you know, that was a nice one. This one here, it looks like it'd be like Donkey Kong, but instead of being Donkey Kong, it's Mojo Jojo, and he is the monkey from Powerpuff Girls. So I just thought that was like a really interesting little sticker. And I found the One Piece, their Jolly Roger. So I had to get that one. And then I had a stack of Starbucks ones because that's where I love to look through and get really funny Starbucks coffee ones. But how about this? It is a coffee, it's the Starbucks Frappuccino, but it's in the IV bag. And I thought that was so funny. I've never seen any like this. So I had to get that one. So the 5 stickers and the 2 keychains was $10 and then 50 cents in GST. So $10 and 50 cents. Like I said, I would buy just this keychain for $10. Oh, the other keychain, coin purse, and all the stickers is just a bonus. Now I just got to pause for a second to move this stuff out of my way. Okay, so I was at Dollar Tree and I found this hydrating primer serum, and it's infused with rose oil. I love occasionally just using the primers under my foundation. Not all the time, but there is sometimes when you just need something like I don't know. But lately I've been using a lot of the primers under my foundation because I've been buying a cheaper foundation. So I found it really has improved the look of the foundation. And then I found this little mini pack of these little mini composition books. So you get 3 in a pack. Oh, I don't remember how much these all were. Okay, everything I bought was $1.75. So $1.75 for this serum. Even if it doesn't work as a primer, I'm trying to say that, I do find sometimes, even if I'm not wearing makeup, if it has like a slight color to it or a fragrance, just putting it on before I leave the house just kind of feels like I've got makeup on without really having makeup on. So $1.75. So these pack of 3 little mini composite books, $1.75. Now the rest of the stuff is here because I have, this is really hard to do. I don't know if I clip it on, it's gonna fall. If I just put it there and don't move. Okay. So the little booklets here, yeah, I'm taking some courses through our church, so I needed some little mini notebooks, and we're supposed to have one to record, like, you know, our prayers. Oh, see, it's just gonna keep falling. Okay, tuck it like that. You know, we have to keep one for our prayer journal, daily Bible reading, gratitudes, things like that. I've never really kept notebooks for those, but I just thought if I do these little mini ones, they're so cute. And just keeping a little track of like, you know, like daily Bible reading, just write down what verses I've read throughout the day, or any prayers, like prayer requests or praise reports, things like that. Like I said, I've never kept track of that type of stuff. So it's almost like a gratitude type journaling. So it's going to be really interesting the next quite a few months. And then, so these little mini books. So this way I can keep one of these in my purse, because I do, you know, out throughout the day, just, you know, things come to me. You know, like you run into people who've got, you know, prayer requests or praise reports. So just having a little notebook so I can keep track of that. And then, like I said, I'm taking this course, and there are 10, it's actually like 10 courses in one. So I bought myself a stack of notebooks. I do have stacks of notebooks, but I can't find any of them. And so I've got different ones here. I'm just gonna do this because it's, oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only bought 9. That was it. I only got 9. I needed 10. But I went through and trying to find the nicest ones, and I could only find one of this dark bluey purple, and they glitter. So these ones, you're only getting 60 sheets, which, you know, I have so many notebooks that, you know, it didn't matter to me. But these are the wider, spaced out ones, which I do find a little bit easier right now, like especially. I haven't done schooling for so many years, but I do find that regular loose leaf for some of my other notebooks I have when I keep track of for gaming, the lines are just so narrow between each. I cannot see, once I've written there, I can't really see where the next line is. So I thought if I got a little bit larger spacing, it might be a little easier for me to read, or for me to see the lines, and easier for me to go back and read my stuff. So I got, like I said, one of this. Can't quite tell if it's like a dark purple, navy blue kind of a color. I got 2 of the lighter blue, and they have the glitter in them. It's like perfect for me. And I got 2 of the green that glitters, 2 of this coral color, and 2 of the lilac color. And this way, each of my units, or my things can all be color coordinating, and easier for me to see which, you know, which course is in each of, or not course, which, I guess, lesson. I guess they are courses, because there's 10 courses. So, yeah. And so, like I said, these were $1.75 each. So it was, total was $19.25, and then 96 cents for GST. So rounding for pennies, my total was $20.20. And then my last thing was, I was at the library, had to return games, movies, and books. So I do like to look in our section of our library. We have a little part where you can purchase books. So it was $10 for all these books I got. So I found a whole bunch of the little golden books. So I got David and Goliath, Prayers for Children, The Animals Christmas Eve, The Christmas Story, Where Jesus Lived, Bible Stories of Boys and Girls, and Stories of Jesus. Now, a lot of these I remember having as a kid. So, I mean, just, you know, this one here is just the stories of Jesus. So, just talks about the different stories that, you know, Jesus did throughout his life. Made, you know, easy to read for kids, and it has a nice picture. Let's see, it was this one here, Prayers for Children. And there goes my microphone. Yeah, so they are just very simple, easy little ones. So this says the 40th printing was 1980. But it's got every page has a little prayer, and I'm like, these are just really neat. And I think some of these I might actually photocopy these and put them in the nursery. I think it would work good. That's why I got these 4, is to help, you know, like there's no books in the nursery, so if I wanted to read the kids anything, there's nothing for me to read when they're down there. So these books, plus I have my kids' golden books as well, and I will go through and see which ones, you know, work good for the church. So I think all these ones, so that was 7 of these. And then I also got this. Now, I'm going to say if you add this up, it works up to $11. She charged me 10. So either she miscounted how many of these books there were, or she just rounded. I'm not quite sure what happened. She asked, she's like, does 10 sound right? And I said, sure. I didn't even know how many of these I had. I had like between 5 and 7. I had a few other books, and I put books back. So I don't remember how many of these ones I had. So she said $10. So So I said, fine. So this one is called the New Millennium Bible rendition. I have never seen these type of Bibles before, so just going to be really interesting if I can just find the first. So it's not the full chapters of the Bibles, but it's just a quick paragraph, paraphrased of each chapter. And I just thought, that might really help me trying to learn, understand a few things in. I'm trying to understand more about the Bible. Something like this, you read the book of the Bible and then you have this to kind of help to go with it. And it says it's supposed to have all the books of the Bible. I don't know. It's the way it's laid out with the New Testament first and then the Old Testament. So I'm just trying to find, that's the Old Testament. That's the New Testament. I'm just trying to find, where does the Old Testament start? There we go. Okay. Yeah, it says the Old Testament abbreviated. So there's the Old Testament. So it has an introduction to the Old Testament. So it kind of tells you what you expect in, like, with some of the stuff that happens. But it also has other information here that the Bible doesn't have. And I just thought that was, really good. It's got a fly caught in my glasses. Okay. I'll just take them off. Make it harder to read. But it kind of says, like, the Old Testament is made up of 39 books written by many authors and originally in the Hebrew language. And then it says how it was all translated to finally get into English, which, people don't understand. Like, there's no misunderstanding of the Bible. It's translations from one language to another language to another language, finally to English. There are certain word combinations, letter combinations that are changed, and it's really, really confusing. The names of places have changed over the years. Countries have, come and gone. So, but I just thought it'd be, really interesting to kind of read, like if I'm trying to do my daily Bible reading, but then to have a book like this where I can kind of like summarize each chapter, make it a little bit more concise into what it is, because sometimes each chapter has, depending on how long the chapter is, it just has so much information, and sometimes you just need it in a short paragraph to, I know it's paraphrased, whatever, just to make it simpler. I will say this, I do know with my own kids, when I started reading like these type of like little kids books like this, I was able to, not like, but similar like this one's, I don't think I have any of the Old Testament, well, David and Goliath, but everybody knows, story of David and Goliath, but when you put them in these type of books, and then you can put them in order, and then once you get this little stories like this in order, you can look at the Bible and get everything in the Bible in order. So sometimes starting with the children's books really helps to understand the Bible as well. So I just thought this was just another, something for another resource for me while I am trying to learn more about God and Jesus and everything that's in the Bible. And so I think that is everything I got this week. Oh, I'm going to run to the kitchen. I'm going to wash out that cup and see how it color changes. So I'll be right back. All right, so I did miss one thing. So it was sitting behind me, and I don't have the receipt for it. It's somewhere, but I got myself a one-piece shirt. So it's Monkey D. Luffy and his fifth gear. So the normal price, like I said, I don't have my receipt. I'm not sure where the little tag is. I've been wearing it all week. So it was either $24.99 or $29.99. Something like that, either 25 or 30 bucks. I got it for $14.99 plus GST, so it was $15.75. So, like nearly half price. So, I said it's covered in pet hair. I've been wearing it all week, so I'm gonna do a load of laundry and that will get washed. And then This is my candle here. So I've got the label completely off. I just use this little scraper tool to scrape it off, and then I use the scrubby pad and make sure that there is no residue on there. And I'll just do this. So this is the candle that I had bought last time. Like I said, I like this picture. And this one was the pumpkin spice. And the one I got today is called Welcome Home, and I like the picture on here. It's just so nice. So I love to get candles when they got patterns like this. They just kind of complement different things around the house. These can now sit up on a shelf and they just look nice. So now I'm just gonna put this on my warmer. My warmer's been unplugged and cooled down, and I've washed it off, although I do have a brand new one. So I'm just gonna unplug this one completely and grab the new one. And so I will show you over time, you know, they just kind of, it's like a Teflon type coating. So over time, it kind of just peels and lifts off. That is either from, you know, moving the candles when the wax still hasn't solidified and you drip on here, or just when it's just sitting around and you just kind of spill little splashes on there. I will also say I've had a couple times where I will think that I'm using an old candle and I will forget to see if I took the label off, and I will put it right on and the label won't be completely off, or it will have a bit of sticky residue that I have missed. So that's going to damage these. So this one, I'm not going to throw it out because I don't know how many of these I have, but I'm just going to set this so I know I got to replace this one before I throw it out, because I have one and my daughter has one, and I like to have a spare one all the time. So I'm just going to put this where I remind myself I got to find a new one. So now I'm going to plug the new one in. Oh, I got to use this bottom. Plug it in. Shouldn't be turned on, but you can never tell. I'm just going to put it there, and then the new candle, again, because it was sitting on my counter. It's got a little sticky. I'm going to put it on the candle warmer like that. And so just going to give that some time to warm up. And then I've got my color changing mug here, and I was kind of, you know, thought it would be something really cool. So it is glass. I couldn't tell if it was glass or it sounds metal, but it's glass. Okay, so I'm just going to get to the cold water. Just gonna, this side doesn't change color, but it is this bright neon yellow. When the cold water hits it, it turns green. It's kind of disappointed that only the one spot changes color. I'm just going to flip it to hot water and watch it just change back really fast. So that is my color changing Starbucks cup. And I got my shirt. Like I said, I was sitting on it, so I kind of forgot about it. But now that is everything that I have gotten in the last couple of days. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos. And I will see you in the next ones. Bye.